Okay, and we are live, episode 4 of Your First Jungle Clear. Firstly, looks like we have a couple of people who already let me know in the chat if you can hear me with a 1. We've got a pretty action-packed show tonight here. We have 6 guests already lined up. Just for some context, if you're new to this show or you're watching the VOD later, this is all about Your First Jungle Clear, as the title says. I've seen it in almost probably 100 plus reviews now that I've done. The early game is the most important for a jungler, and I see people ruin their games all the time just from a pretty poor early game, just lacking some fundamentals or some decision making there, and it just makes the rest of the game just so difficult. Just for no reason. You have the most control of a game as a jungler in the early game. Let's just try and perfect it, and then we can learn the rest of the mid-late game stuff later. So let's get probably our first guest in here. So it sounds like everyone can hear me. Alright, so I believe our first guest here is Snipples. I will drag him in a second. Just going to get his game up. And also feel free to ask any questions during the review at all. I will be pretty focused in on the person that I'm doing the review with for the duration of whilst they're on the show. But if you guys have any questions, after it, or even if you want to, I will be looking at the chat as well here and there if you guys have good questions during the review as well. Alright, let's get this volume down here a little bit. Alright, Snipples, you are on. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
Great. Can the chat hear you? If you guys can hear Snipples, chuck a 2 in the chat. I think the audio level should be fine. I actually didn't test them beforehand, but it should be working okay. Alright, so Snipples, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
North America. My name's Nathan.
Great. Another Nathan. Love it. Is it Nathan spelled with an A or like an E at the end? Sometimes that's a thing.
No, it's spelled the same as hers.
Excellent. Alright, cool. So, this is a Xin Zhao game of yours. I've already got it up here. So what you want to do is you want to go on the stream and watch it. There is like a delay. I'll obviously mute the stream because you don't want to hear yourself. And then, if I'm going too fast during, just let me know. I'll slow down, but I think it's about a 5-second delay, so I'm pretty cautious of that. Alright, so you are bronze 1, correct?
Yeah, I just hit bronze 1 last night.
Alright, let me know if you can see the stream all good.
Yeah, I can see it.
Alright, so let's get your vision first. Alright, so Xin Zhao, so this is a game as well just for the stream. What do you go? You go 21-3 this game, I think it is?
Yeah, I just played this game probably 20 minutes ago.
Alright, so it's good. It's fresh in the mind, and that's an absolute hard carry score. Okay, let me just get this hard scale. Alright, so let's start with your rune. So, Nathan, whenever we go through this, just let me know if you want to stop me anytime if you have any questions. Like, I'll obviously be going through it, but I want this to be like a back and forth conversation as well. So, feel free to jump in whenever you want. Alright, so runes, Hail of Blade, Sudden Impact, Ghost Poro. Okay, tell me about why do you take Ghost Poro?
So I've tried a zombie ward. I feel like, well, first, I don't swap out the red trinket that often, but I'm very proactive with my yellow wards, so I find that I get a lot more value with Ghost Poro, but I don't have like a large sample size of games on zombie wards, so I'm just testing things out, seeing what works.
Okay, yeah, so Ghost Poro is more of like a very defense mode sort of rune. Like, that's the mindset you take when you take it. Like, obviously when you place a ward, it dies, it gives you extra vision. And yeah, I mean, obviously you said it there, you want to keep your warding totems, but in general, a really good habit to get into, and this is actually a conversation I've been thinking about a little bit more, is like people just don't ward as much in the early game. So I always think like, well, for bronze and silver, is it worth to even take zombie ward? And the more I think about it, I think it is. I really do. Like, just having that red sweeper trinket, like, denying vision is more important than gaining vision as a jungler. Like, obviously it helps you track the enemy jungler and stuff like that, especially, I mean, the fact that you're versing an Elite and a Master Yi, it just doesn't really make sense to be like you can track him without wards, So, I actually will recommend you start going back to Zombie Ward. I just want you to try it out a little bit more and take Sweeper very early on Xin Zhao.
Yeah, I like to try and keep, vision the enemy jungle and try and track them.
Well,
but I just haven't really tried out zombie ward that much.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, again, obviously you can still track them like well with, but again, I think that the denying vision just for ganks, because remember you're an insane ganker on Xin Zhao, so you want to amplify those by making sure the enemy team doesn't know where you are when you like walk up for a gank, sweep, control the river. Like Yasuo just won't be able to contest you at all at river. Like in the
Yeah,
early
lots
stage
of
game.
early ganks.
Okay, so you go sudden impact, which is good. Triumph and Legend Alacrity. So every time I look at this, I think how much CC do they have? So Mordekaiser, I don't think Tenacity actually affects too much. I mean, obviously affects the slow on his grab, so he doesn't exactly have too much CC or hard CC. Yi doesn't really have CC. Lux does have CC. Draven doesn't. And Blitzcrank sort of does. So I think that this is an okay Alacrity game. I don't think it's warrant the Lux taking Tenacity just for Lux. What boots do you build this game as well, by the way?
I built Ninja Tab Eyes. The Draven was the only person on their team that really had any kill pressure.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Because I was thinking maybe Merc Treads for just the Lux bindings, and you're versing like 2.5 technically AP in terms of Blitzcrank as well. But I think that that's fine based on the game. Attack speed 80, armor. Okay, so I think your runes are fine there.
Well, one thing that happened was I got a lot of Relentless Hunter stacks really quickly, and I was able to really easily dodge the Lux bindings and kind of just run her down.
Gotcha. Yep. All right, cool. So, do you want to tell me about what your early game plan path here is? Like what you're looking at in terms of win condition from the enemy team?
So I think early I got some vision in the top river, and then I was trying to path red, blue, Gromp and see what kind of picks I could get top lane.
So in terms of, you have an Ezreal and Senna bot lane. There's not really too, I mean, so it's very good to sort of shut down Dravens early, but I think that the fact that your Teemo has Ignite, I would agree with you. I think this best path right here is go red, blue, Gromp into a top gank, trying to get your Teemo rolling, but then I'll be really trying to get dragons early with my bot lane. But I mean, you're also versing a Lux mid, and Lux is very hard to gank. Like, she has barrier. I wouldn't be worrying too much about Lux. I think that that's definitely the right idea. So let's take a look at your early game here. Okay, you also go the control ward thing. Was it you that asked the question in the Discord the other day about whether control ward potion is worth the game?
For a while I was starting refillable potion, but I found that it doesn't make a huge difference, and getting the early vision just really made me feel like I'm not going to get counter ganked if I'm trying to go for something. Like, I like to know where things are on the map.
Okay, well, in terms of, like, yes, I can understand that thought process there. Like, the year will never invade you, you know? So, I mean, obviously, this ward, I wouldn't be surprised if this ward stays up for a very long time. But in general, like, I even said it in the thing as well, I just like to have that refillable potion, just so before I'm going into skirmishes, I know that have health, like, I can heal up. I mean, obviously, you have pretty good sustain in the jungle, that's why you don't exactly need Xin Zhao, like, refillable potion. But, yeah, I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. I think that I mean, placing these early, like, this obviously really helps your Silas if he wants to push up. Like, that's a great ward. But again, I just don't think it's worth... You can do this ward later, you know? Refillable potion you have for, like, the whole game. And it's a little bit inefficient just to buy it randomly, like, after the early game. So that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they do an invade here, actually. So, Blitzcrank invades here. They get a kill. And you actually just start blue, okay. So you're going to look to do blue to red? They're red?
Yeah, I went right over to his red. And I think I was looking for a pick top. I didn't really expect to invade with the Yi, but I guess they figured they could get a pick with Blitz. So yeah, it ended up working out with them.
Yeah. Alright, red buff into top gang. Oh, this is perfect. I love this. He's pushed up. Teemo has Ignite.
Yeah, I think we do get the pick here. Yeah, Teemo baits it, and he kind of just chases them all the way over to the turret.
Nice work. Alright, I think that's really perfect there. You identified Yi's bot taking red. I'm just going to trade his red for it into a top gank. Alright, so now in terms of what you want to be doing here. So yeah, so I'll do. So this is great. That's actually a really good ward there, by the way. This is where you know where Yi is now. I'll be looking at Rift Scuttler. So obviously Rift Scuttler's coming up in a second. Do Gromp, and then I would say just go to this Rift Scuttler, and then odd base, go bot side, start looking to pressure bot, and maybe even double Rift Scuttler this Yi.
I think that's what I do. I dropped the ward in this jungle there just in case he decided to go right from my red to his red or do some weird shit. Just so I could feel a little bit more safe. But when I saw him on the minimap, I started pinging him because I'm just trying to make sure that I know where he is.
Yeah, but then you get the Ghost Pyro thing here. Yeah, I mean, I always, whenever I do that invade, I actually would have done the exact same thing as you warded here. So I think that's perfect there. So you get this Rift Scuttler. You don't have Flash anymore. That's fine. I think this is fine. Because you know, remember, you saw Yi top, right? So he's doing Krugs right now. So you can just double Rift Scuttler him. This is fine. Okay, you actually kill that luck. She gets pretty greedy. Right, I can see the snowball happening. You don't decide to push this wave. I think this is okay. I guess that Silas would be pretty upset if you push this wave, but the fact that just so you can deny it faster from Lux, like, might be the better scenario here, just to push this in. Because I want you to go full hardcore carry mode here, you know?
Yeah, a lot of the time I'm not really sure like when I should push the wave. Sometimes I'll end up pushing it at a bad time. My laners will just get upset about it. Like I don't play mid lane, so usually I just try and leave their CS alone and try and do my own thing.
So the way you sort of want to view the CS, you always think like, how much can I deny from any? So she just died. She doesn't have TP. How much can we deny from the Lux? And I mean, you do need to balance it with as well. It's like how far behind is like my Silas. But I think in this situation, just because you're so fed, just make sure you push this in straight away. And then, because then Styles can actually do roams, which is actually, I mean, I don't know exactly if people roam in bronze, but that's sort of the theory behind it. So just deny CS, push it in as fast as possible. You get a lot of the experience of gold. I mean, the fact that this is a cannon wave, you actually won't even kill this that fast, to be honest, as well. So Silas probably would come back and actually get it all. I mean, ideally you share experience with the Silas, actually.
Okay. I don't think Silas roams that much. I think he goes bot maybe once and gets a pick.
Alright, so we're coming on bot now. We kill these guys. They do have flush sums up. Okay, in general, in terms of Xin Zhao mechanics and the way you want to gank, you always want to try and hold your E for as long as possible. So you want to just walk up to them and then start getting your Qs off. And if they flash or something like that, or like use let's say an Ezreal E's away, can E away or something like that. Obviously, you're versus a Draven Blitz here. But it just sort of makes, like, you see how you walk into here and then you like E? You don't exactly need to E, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, actually, I guess in this situation it's fine because he does flash, so he has no way to escape anymore. And you get doing the attack speed off. But you see here, you see how you're sort of getting kited here?
Yeah.
Like, this would have been prevented if you had that E, you know? So I always think, do I need to use my E? And can I use it for, like, I sort of use it, like, as a finishing move, you know? To, like right, they flushed away, they got away. Now I'm just going to E on them, get the slow, and then, you know, get the knock up from Q. But you do get the kill on him anyway. But this isn't just in general the way you want to think about Xin Zhao ganks. It's like, if you don't need to E, don't E. You know, if you can walk up to them and just start auto-attacking them, then you can E to chase up. And there's literally no way you can escape those ganks.
Yeah, especially early game, like level 5, I was maxing W first, so I didn't have any points in E's. The cooldown's a little bit longer. The reason I jumped at him immediately with his E's, because I kind of made a mistake. I was paying attention to the minimap when I was taking Rift Scuttler, but I wasn't actually using the function keys, so I didn't know what summoners they had down. So I was kind of afraid the Blitz would peel me off, and I was just trying to make sure that I got onto the Draven.
Yeah, so that's when it just comes into using F keys. Like, are you sort of getting, we talk about it a bit in the Discord, like, do you have them bound to F keys still, or you've got them to a different key? Like, are you using them?
I have them bound to the function keys. I try and pan around the map. Before I started watching your videos, I didn't really, like, I pay attention to the mini map, but I didn't really, like, actually pan my camera over to bot lane and stuff like that, like when I'm just doing wolves or whatever. But I've been trying to, like, make that habit.
Yeah, it will really help your decision making there. And as you said there, you didn't know if exactly they had summoners, right? So if you're constantly looking at that game, then, you know, you can just make better decisions in terms of your skirmishing. So, all right, so you're 4-0. This is a really good early game store. Okay, so now you need to be thinking, how can I get dragon as soon as possible, right? So you go bot side here. So every time I always think about, in terms of doing dragon, I always think about how can I do it as efficiently as possible. And the way to do that is to do Gromp Wolves and then work your way down. But in this case, where you do have bot priority right now, I think it's fine to literally just rush dragon right now. Actually, it looks like the enemy team takes dragon. So why weren't you thinking about dragon here?
Usually when dragon comes up, I want to try and play around it, but I think I was just trying to focus camps and trying to be efficient. One thing, I'm really bad about taking Krugs, so if I see an opportunity for me to take Krugs and then go do an objective, yeah, like again, before I started watching your videos, very bad about taking Krugs. It's kind of, you almost have to walk out of your way to go around the wall when the blast cone is there, so a lot of the times I'll just skip it just for time efficiency, which is bad, but it's just like a bad habit I have.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely Krugs is really important to get, but in this specific situation, I think that you really could have gotten dragon instead. The fact that you had, like, if we go back a little bit further, like, you had full control here, like, obviously the Rift Scuttler there, you, like, just come here, hit the blast cone, just rush it. You can just solo it right now. And there's, like, not really any threat of the enemy team taking it. Like, Lux is pretty low. And this is again where, and then you chuck a control ward down here, just make sure they don't have vision of it. There's just no way the enemy team will contest it. So potentially a missed opportunity there, but now you're coming down mid. I like it, the wave's pushed in. Oh, you actually missed the Q. You auto-attack the minion.
Yeah, I was using, I forget what's called. You hold shift and you right click.
Yeah.
So I accidentally hit the minion. I typed in chat, my bad after that. I didn't actually click on her, so I guess it's kind of defaulted to the minion.
So there's I think it's A or S. Okay, I can't remember what it is, but if you hold it down, then you only auto attack champions that are nearby, and you can't hit a minion.
Oh, I think it's A.
A, yeah, it is A. Yeah.
I think S stops your character from doing anything.
A. Yeah, I got confused. So yeah, whenever you're in those, especially around when you dive towers, you know, sometimes where you like dive and you start auto attacking the tower instead of hitting them, like they're like camping here. That really helps for those stuff as well. Like it can make the difference. I mean, you technically, if you held down A there, you would have killed Lux 100% because you would have hit Lux. So yeah, like that's, I mean, these are like really small mistakes, but they add up, you know? It's like Lux could have died there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Lux gets very greedy there, gets the kill. So yeah, so this is a situation where, again, like sweeping here is really, really good, you know? But obviously you don't have sweeper right now, but just, like, this is such a good example. It's like you want to re-gank the Lux, make sure that there's no vision here. Red Super Trinket will do a lot of help for you, you know? But, I mean, obviously it's not warded. She just walks up and misses her Q, so you get the kill. But, yeah, sort of just a situation there where Red Sweeper's really good.
One thing I noticed in low elo, my teammates don't ward that much, so I tend to stick with Yellow Drinker. Like, I see, like, Tarzan and other high elo junglers, they'll go drop, like, a yellow ward and then go back and swap to the red trinket before they do their first buff. And I see that as like a really effective strategy, but a lot of the time my teammates just aren't warding. They'll be sitting on two wards. I don't see control wards bought that often. I think the center of this game buys a few.
Yeah, this is great. She's got 2 control wards here.
Yeah, I actually don't see that often really. So I usually stick with the yellow trinket a little bit longer.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's all right. If people just aren't warding, then I guess wards are pretty important. But again, I just think sweeper with zombie wards is just the way to go for Xin. So looking at it now, the map. So remember, you need to be thinking again, how can I get dragon? How can I get dragon? How can I get it as efficiently as possible? So Silas is base in. Bot lane's shoved in right now. A Yi shows here. What I'll do, I'll use this opportunity to clear my entire topside jungle. Then base, go down bot side for red, and then I'm going to get dragon on this, or I could do a gank. Okay, you actually just wait for Yin, kill him in his jungle. Or that works as well.
Yeah.
But sort of the problem with this now is that you're very stuck on bot side now. I mean, I guess you have the entire Yi's jungle here, but I mean, this is fine. I think actually what you're doing is just perfect. Kill Yi, take his jungle. It doesn't matter if your top side jungle's up. But now,
I don't know. I kind of felt like I made a mistake here because, like, obviously the Draven and the Blitzcrank bot lane. I think they come back and kill me later on because I was greedy and took the
yeah.
Because I took the Gromp too, but I don't think I would have even gotten away with the blue if they were paying attention to their mini map. So I don't know. I felt like that was a mistake. Like if I were in a higher elo, I probably would have killed the Yi and then either had to immediately back out or die.
Yeah, so this is, one thing, sorry, I completely missed in all that, is that, yes, you don't have bot priority right now. This is where you need to look at your lanes. Yeah, it's like, sure, kill the Yi here, but you can't do anything more than this. Yeah. You see, I mean, this is why I think that the right move here was actually to go top side, then base, go bot side. It's like the low risk there. You don't have to worry about, their bot lane coming up and killing you randomly. And also, it's just going to secure you, Dragon. Like, you're already so far ahead. Whenever you're, like, this far ahead, there's no point taking risks anymore. Like, you're so strong, you can take whatever objective you want because the enemy team can't contest it. You can always control river because the enemy team can't fight you in river. There's no need to take risks and give shutdown gold. Like, you have 500 shutdown gold. It's pretty significant. But, I mean, the bot lane doesn't move, so sure, take blue, but then I think you do get greedy here.
Yeah, I got greedy and I decided I wanted to take the Gromp too. Because I was just thinking about how far behind I could set this Yi. Just try and make him completely irrelevant because Yi is kind of just an all or nothing champion. If you don't kind of pop off on him, because he only has one way to do his damage. He goes in and does his damage. He doesn't really have an out. So if he doesn't get like super fed, he's just useless.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thought process, but we can't risk you losing your shutdown gold, So that's the most priority thing. I mean, he's already shut down. I would say you've already done the job, Just don't... The way you win this game very convincingly now is just not dying and just keep getting this. Because let's say if you were to die now, it looks like you're about to die. This is worst case scenario because look at your entire jungle. And this is one of the rules that I have for jungling. Whenever you die with all your jungle camps up is like worst case scenario. Because now it's given that Yi opportunity to go and take your entire bot side jungle, right? And he's going to get back into the game. So by doing this risk, he can get back into... Like, I don't know if he does. He probably won't do it. And I very rarely see junglers capitalize on deaths of junglers. But this is a possibility, that you just don't want to have happen in the first place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of figured that because they weren't paying attention to their minimap and they didn't come for the blue, they probably wouldn't come when I was at the Gromp. But, I mean, they did. So it was just an unnecessary risk.
And now you lose Dragon off that as well. So the fact that you were a 5-0 Elise Xin Zhao, and you lost Dragon, that's not acceptable. Should never happen, So you go top side. This is good. Just clear these guys. And then I'll be looking to really just keep ganking this bot lane now. Because Draven is, as you said, like really the only threat right now. Let's just shut him down. Like a Teemo is not going to take over a game. Teemo is sort of like a annoying champion. Like just let him just chuck shrooms and stuff top. Mid, like, is actually doing pretty well. Your Silas is doing well. I mean, obviously your ganks and Lux are done well. I think right now just plan your pathing constantly around ganking bot.
I think I try and play around top and mid. I think I went for Rift at some point, but I really wanted to break open the top tower and get Teemo moving along the map. I think at some point into the game, the Draven and the Blitz end up taking bot tower, and I kind of realized I needed to swap my priorities because at that point my bot lane was losing pretty hard, and I was already kind of afraid to gank them because I mean they have CC and we have Ezreal and Senna, but I end up just basically pitching a tent bot lane and trying to retake control of that.
So based on what you've we obviously won't go too far into the game here, but based on what you've said, you've actually now I think about it, like you actually need to all in on one thing. If you're going to start doing top now, all in on it, but you can't just suddenly flip it and be like, actually no, now I'm helping bot. Like that's spreading your resources too thin and not making a decision at all. Like yes, if you it's better to have a plan that's like not optimal than no plan at all. And getting Rift here and breaking top tower, that's a very ideal plan potentially. I mean, even bot lane, these guys could even potentially 2v3 you guys. So maybe it is pretty risky to go bot. But you do have Silas, who's going to have constant mid priority, so you still can really impact this by helping Silas push in mid. And the way you can do that is by just controlling with control wards, and again, red sweeper trinket bot side, and then he can roam down with you guys, and you guys can just keep 4-man in bot, break this tower eventually. Maybe you even still will have an opportunity to come up top here. Maybe now's your opportunity to do Rift Herald, let's say after a top gank here, and then you start doing the 4-man dives on bot.
Yeah, I just really wanted to be able to get my team moving around the map. Because I figured bot lane's going to be hard to retake unless we have more teammates out of their lanes in bot lane.
And then you do Rift here. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that top gank's fine. That's all good. Take Rift Herald. This is really good.
One thing I kind of struggle with is because I feel like I can pretty efficiently path if I'm not ganking, but ganking kind of deviates from my path, and then I'm kind of unsure of like what to do.
So you think you can path efficiently, but in terms of like pathing efficiently around a gank, is that say what you struggle with? Like, let's say you path efficiently, but then you go to a place and you can't gank it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like their lane's pushed all the way in or something, and then I kind of have to swap it up.
Yeah, so that's like the next step there. That's like looking at waves and predicting where waves are going to be in advance. So
by panning your camera over there too, huh?
Panning camera over there, and I mean I'm gonna do like a really in depth, like probably like hour-long video in wave control and like how you want to plan your pathing around that. I mean, it's not something I can go in now, but that's like the next step. Like if you can create your jungle path around looking at a wave, seeing it's gonna push it. It's like, hey, the wave's in this situation. That means it's gonna in about 2-3 waves, around 90 seconds, it's gonna be pushed back. I have time to do my Gromp wolves, and then I can go bot. That's like an example.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, that would the problem right there is because you're not planning your paths around waves. You're being efficient, like in terms of like, yes, I'm going to my spawn camps, but then you're not thinking about, well, like I can't gank it because the wave's going to be, in a certain position,
Do you have any like rule of thumb for when to swap out to sweeper trinket?
Yes, on Xin Zhao, first base or second base latest, but yeah, no longer than that. I mean, in terms of like Lee Sin, you never switch out. Eve, you never switch out. But yeah, around second, third base, I would say. Like third base, always switch out to Red Super Trinket as a jungler.
What about blue trinket?
Blue Trinket only take on Nocturne.
I was watching a video that LS did. He's talking about taking blue trinket as a jungler, just trying to get early permanent vision. I don't know how I feel about that, but it was just something that made me kind of think.
Yeah. I mean, there's things that can always work in League. If you put theory to it, yes, it makes sense, but I just think it's just way stronger to get Reds. I mean, blue trinket is sort of good late game in terms of, but you're not. That's not your job as a jungler. Like that's your like ADC's job. You don't need. Yeah, it's just not your job. Your job is to control river locations, sweep, deny vision. That's your job as a jungler. So
just try and control objectives.
Yeah, control objectives. Blue trinket's just not going to help you. Yes, it does help you in terms of you can maybe do it deep in the enemy jungler, but then they're just going to clear it. You can use control wards for it. So.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
All right. Well, that's it. Any other questions you have, Snipples or Nathan?
No, I think I learned a lot from this, actually. Thanks.
All right, no worries. Thanks for coming on, and I'll drag you back into the waiting room.
All right, see you, man.
All right, see you later. All right, that was our first guest. Our next one's going to be Josico. I'll answer some questions here. So Poltron says, I don't think having zombie ward changes that much in lower elos especially. Yeah, I mean, I have been thinking about this. I mean, I guess it just doesn't. But I think getting into the habit... Like if I picture myself, if I'm playing in low elo and I have zombie ward, like, I mean, maybe it is better just go eyeball collection all the time. Yeah. You're probably right, Poltron. I think that's maybe what I'm going to start thinking and leaning towards when I give people advice on that rune. But I think Sweeper Trinket is a must. Sweeper Trinket is a must no matter what as a jungler. Any elo. Zombie Ward, you don't have to take. Eyeball Collection is probably better because you're going to get a bunch of kills, right? Anyway, because people just don't look at waves. Dennis Newen says, what's your elo? Yeah, I'm currently Diamond 4. I actually had a really rough day of solo queue yesterday. I lost like 7 games in a row. Yeah, so another conversation about it. All right, cool. Let's get our next guest in, which will be Josico. Bloster says, check Discord. Finish the stream yet? Sure, I'll check it after I finish the stream. All right, cool. I'm going to drag in Josico now. I think Josico's muted at the moment. I'll message him. All right, I'm muted, Josico. Can you hear me all good? I can't hear you if you're talking.
Hi.
Great.
How are you doing?
Yep. Can you hear me all good?
Yeah, I hear you.
Cool. All right, I'm just getting up your client, your game now. Do you want to introduce yourself to the stream? What's your name? Where you're calling from?
My name is Jose, like Jose Mourinho, like the coach.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm from Spain.
Spain. Awesome. I think you're the first person who's called in from Spain. All right, so this is an Udyr game of yours. Just logging on now. So do you play much Udyr or?
Actually, I think he's my better champion right now because he is so simple. I know I should be playing another champions like Rek'Sai or Olaf. I play a lot of Olaf and Rek'Sai in the past. They're a lot better in the meta and in general because Udyr right now is an awful champion.
Yeah.
But my mechanics are so poor. And usually I enter a game of League so tilted every time. I don't know why, and I messed up so badly mechanically. So I need to focus all on my macro and forget about the micro mechanics.
I think
Only
that
about the macro game.
I think that's the right approach. I honestly do agree with you. I mean, if you find that you're struggling with mechanics, like let's just do the basic jungle fundamentals. I mean, I'll tell you. So I'm an Udyr expert. I literally got rank 2 challenger only playing Udyr back in season 3-4, where even when the champion was sort of like not good. So I'm pure testament that champion sucks. You can still climb elo.
Yeah, it's actually what.
Just mastering jungle fundamentals there. So I'm actually pretty excited about this. I don't think I've ever reviewed a Udyr game that isn't mine. So, so this is a normal game of yours. Is it the 1-2-1 one or the 10-2-7 one? Wait, which one is it again?
Yeah,
What was your score?
Is the 6-8-10.
6-8-10. Gotcha. All right. Yep. Here it is. Yeah.
A little bit of background about this. I haven't played jungle for about a month or so.
What's your main role?
For about 3 years, it has been jungle, but I swapped for about a month or so, and I went back to jungle this week because I've been forced to play jungle because I used to play with my friends and they took the support role for me, and I decided, well, it's time to go back to the jungle. But like I say, man, I've been playing so awful. I don't know why I enter the games mentally so tilted, and
Yeah.
I'm not able to carry anymore. I don't know about this matchup. And I want to say it's the only few matchups that I can lose with Udyr because Nocturne is a tricky champion with the shield and that kind of stuff. And I choose this game to review because I feel so powerless because of the Nocturne ult. He ult everywhere, and I wasn't able to be there on time to stop the ganks, and that's the point of the review. That's what I think what I need to improve.
Great. Yeah.
Trying to shut down the Nocturne and be able to predict him better, stay there, and not letting him do his thing.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean, in terms of Nocturne's strength, like yes, he's an ultimate counting dagger. He can get to lanes quicker than you. The sort of the way that you sort of counter that and you approach that is like, as an Udyr, like you can easily 1v1 him, right? Like Udyr is probably Tiger Sense Udyr early game is like the best 1v1 champ like in the game. So you can just walk up to him, take his jungle, do whatever you want. So I mean, obviously that's easier said than done. It depends on whether your laners have priority, push, all that. But that's sort of like the general philosophy there. Let's start with your runes. So you're going Conqueror.
Okay. I want to say the setup is it's a little bit strange, but these runes are copied from a guy that is from the top NA Udyr players. His name is I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's Meta Solari or something like that. It's one of the top Udyr players in NA, and I've been running all the Udyr run setups. I tried PTA, but actually Conqueror works for me a lot of the times. But this game in particular, I think, with all of them being squishes,
Yeah.
PTA could have been a good idea.
Yeah,
It's more for the 1v1 against bruiser type champions and all of that.
Yeah, you're spot on. I was literally just about to say that. Pressy attack. Yes, Conqueror is good. I think these runes are actually really, really good. This makes a lot of sense. But the fact that you're versing a bunch of like squishy, like range champions, like you always need to think how much are going to be auto attacking for Conqueror stacks. Pressy attack just makes way more sense this game. You know what I mean? So you even said it yourself. I don't need to explain it to you at all. You know why you should have taken Pressy attack this game. You go Nimbus Cloak Water Walking. Yep, this is good. Do you go Red Smite or Blue Smite this game?
I think this game I choose Blue Smite for the I've seen logs on MF and automatically I switch Blue Smite game.
Yep, I definitely see the Blue Smite
Even
game.
though it doesn't help me with the 1v1 against Nocturne and Katarina, but
yeah, it doesn't matter. The fact that Udyr has to get on targets to be melee range, it's like the similar to Rek'Sai. Take Nimbus Cloak Blue Smite, it makes you just getting on them so much easier, you know? Like, yes, Red Smite is good on Udyr if you're versing heavy melee bruiser champs, but you just need to get on these range champs like Misfortune, GP, Lux. But, I mean, even Cat's technically, like, you need to chase her down. She's actually a very slippery champion. All right, so you want to talk to me a little bit about your early game plan here? So you actually do a ward and you want to base the sweeper?
Yeah, that was my plan, but GP stopped my recall. I don't know why I choose to recall here. It was very stupid on my part, but or maybe I recall. I don't know. Here I stop my recall and proceed to do my top side clear. I start blue because I wanted to play around my bot lane. I've seen the Pike, so Pike provides good CC against two immobile champions like MF and Lux, so that was my game plan. Try to get my bot lane ahead and try to play around them.
Yep, I think that's the right idea. I love this here. Blue, Gromp, Wolves into red.
Here I did a little bit of mistake. I did my red, but then I switched to my Raptors because I thought Nocturne should be full clearing, but actually, spoiler alert, he did a pretty messed up jungle clear. He did blue into his red, and I don't know what the fuck he was thinking about. Here, immediately after I cleared red, I definitely knew I should move into my bot lane, try to get the gank, because
Absolutely.
look at what happens.
So yeah,
I don't want to spoil anymore.
Doing Raptors
I don't want to spoil anything more.
We'll take a look at it, but doing Raptors here, like Udyr is the worst unless you have like Tiamat or something like that. Udyr suck. You want to try and avoid Raptors in your first camp clear as much as possible. So even the fact that you're going for Raptors is a mistake. But I mean, look at what's going on bot. Imagine if you were here right now. Like, red buff straight to bot gank,
Yeah, exactly. This is a mistake because look at what happened in top. Because I had the right idea of doing my Raptors. Of course, I knew Nocturne was top side, but I didn't expect him to either just before me.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a very weird path, I agree. Nocturne dodges all his bot side camps, it makes no sense.
Blue into red into, I think, the Crux. He gets first blood, so he denies my team the first blood because we killed them here. I think I killed the Lux. I would have preferred to let the kill for, I don't know, maybe the Senna or the Pike, but I took the kill.
It's
so
fine. Take the kill. You can carry. All right, so you take Gromp. I like this. Identifying that Nocturne had 16 CS. His bot side is likely still up.
I like to deny the enemy's Groms as much as possible. It was level 1 Grom. Not that worth it, but...
No, that's worth it. That's huge. Denying Gromp for experience and gold's great base straight away. I think your early jungle path's been like perfect, to be honest. Like, I think this is very good. Getting your bot ahead. The way that I would also think about the early game is that the fact that you have so it's 2 range champions into like a melee-ish champion and center. These guys will be pushing early, so it makes sense to start blue. Gromp, Wolves go down here, and these guys and they were pushing, you know. So I think like tick everything except for that Raptor camp was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Here my Grom response, so my thought process was I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm gonna clear from top to bot and look for another gang bot. But I don't know why, because I had some CS advantage. The Nocturne actually goes even with me in CS. I don't know why that happens. I maybe did a little bit of a mistake, or simply he took waves from his laners. I don't know, but he catch up in CS with me, and that really pissed me off because I don't know. I should be more ahead of him. And suddenly, when I see he has suddenly 2 free kills, because I pinged Nocturne. He was going to gank top, and after that mid, and suddenly he got 2 free kills. I lost my mind a little bit in that part of the game.
Okay,
I need to say that.
This is definitely something you need to try and, you know, check. So, I mean, you can't control what your teammates do. So, a perfect example is on the stream right now. Diana comes in here. She could have escaped, but she just decides to go in on Cat and then gives Nocturne a kill. So,
yeah, exactly.
It's out of your control, you know. There's no reason to be upset about it, you know. Like, just accept it. It happens. And then, yes, Nocturne takes this entire wave from you. So, you know, he will be getting a lot of CS. So, you go Red Smite. I thought you said you went Blue Smite. Yeah, Red Smite definitely doesn't make sense this game.
My mistake.
Yeah.
I thought it was another game. I chose Red Smite because, yeah, I've seen he was fed now. My thought process was great. Nocturne fed. I need to 1v1 him, so I need Red Smite.
I think that's okay, but again, you want to keep impacting bot because remember they burnt their summoner spells there. So Red Smite's not going to help you if you want to keep pressuring bot, which is win condition. So I think your path is really good here. I would think about how can I get dragon as efficiently as possible using my bot lane strength and the fact that these guys have no summoner spells, especially if you have flash. Like these guys are free kills, you know.
Yeah.
And blue buff will just help you with that. I mean, Blue Smite will help you with that.
I did the Crux here and the Raptors here because that's something I used to do. Udyr is terrible doing that, but I don't know. And then I proceed to go to bot, but this happened.
Yeah, so I think you should definitely skip Raptor camp for this. Like, you need to go bot right now. It's so important to go bot.
I don't know if that was absolutely worth it, but pretty unlucky. I think I did the right approach.
Right, so you really can't exactly start dragon like this. You don't exactly have priority bot. You don't have mid priority. I'll just go back, do your Krugs here. and maybe see what you can do. Maybe you can, I mean, these guys have all backed off. I mean, you still do have flashes. You can potentially gank this, but you might need to just go back topside and just keep farming. Like, I just don't think there's
Yeah,
much for you to do.
I hesitate here so much, and I've lost like 10 seconds or 15. I don't know. It was
Yeah, look how
one of
inefficient this
the
is.
biggest mistakes. Yeah,
Look at this. You never walk from one side of the map to the other unless you're doing camps as you walk in there. So again, the right move to do your Krugs, base, then go top side for blue, do top rift scuttler. Yes, you may lose dragon for it, but there's nothing you can do about it. You know, you don't have priority of lanes right now.
Yeah, exactly. This game, I hadn't priority in the bot lane, so they were all free dragons for him. Here I predict him to be bot side. He was bot side actually, and I pinged them actually. I knew for sure he was there, but my mistake by not being there. Just I have towards my topside jungle because all my camps was respawning, and I thought, okay, the nocturne camps were respawning also, but I know for sure he was getting 6. That I pinged my bot lane. I typed care nocturne 6, play safe, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about that. That's just Nocturne's strength. You know, he's going to be able to gank that. I mean, the most you can do is ping, but even you being here is inefficient. You actually shouldn't be here at all. So I think there's not much you can do about it. But ping, yes, Nocturne's getting pretty fed right now.
I tried to punish him as much as I could. I clear his entire top side, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Actually, in the actual meta, I thought the one that gets ahead rolling with the ganks and stuff end up winning the game. Actually, counter jungling right now, it doesn't matter because of this. Look at this. I know I should be probably helping them, but I don't know why I thought it wasn't worth it. I need to keep farming, getting ahead because the game was starting getting out of control. I've seen the wave. I decided to push him to deny as much CS to Katarina as I could, but
so no, you need to do Rift Herald here. 8:39, Nocturne's dead, GP's dead. You have priority top. Do Rift Herald. It is one of the best Udyr like Rift Herald takes. This is going to help you snowball this game. So I think you've missed an opportunity. It's much more important to do Rift Herald than pushing mid menu wave.
Well, I didn't know how the situation in that top lane fight was going to end it. Actually, what the fuck? I did that.
That's what I
was so tilted. I wanted to deny as much CS to Nocturne as I could, but
yeah, this is not ideal at all.
I was so infuriating that Nocturne was getting so many free kills that he shouldn't have.
It doesn't matter. You have 66 CS. Like, this is fine. You need objectives. So you've skipped Rift Herald, and you actually could have done Dragon there instead of doing Gromp as well. Yeah. So you're too heavy on terms of trying to think, I'm just going to deny CS, but like, you need to take objectives to win this game. Ocean Drag is so good early game. It's great for the mana and health regen. So yeah, I think your early game, I mean, I could visibly tell you're tilted. That flash was ridiculous. That was an absolute waste. But yeah, I mean, you definitely could have pathed a bit better in this early game, I think. And you missed Rift Herald and Dragon opportunities. So
yeah, man, I have no excuse for that. The only thing I can tell is my teammates. It reached a point that he stopped listening to me, and that just tilts me off the roof.
Never have expectations of your teammates. As soon as you don't have expectations of your teammates, you won't tilt in games. Just expect the unexpected. That's what solo queue is about. So
yeah, the only thing I ping, please don't fight. I need to do this, to do that, and
sometimes they'll listen to you, sometimes they won't. But don't get upset about it. Like some people just play this game for fun. Some people just don't want to win. But as long as you're doing the best decisions possible all the time, you will climb and you will carry games. So I mean, again, there's so many mistakes in here that's got nothing to do with your teammates that you could have contributed to winning this game. So I think I'm going to leave it there. We'll get the next guest in. Was there any other questions you had around this game?
The only thing is why the game was why we throw the game so hard, because I don't know, my Diana actually gets pretty fed, like you could see there. It was 3-1, but suddenly I lose absolutely control of the game. I don't know what we did wrong, because I think at certain time in the game, maybe we could win the game, but I don't know. It get out of my control pretty quickly.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna be able to go into past like the mid game and stuff. So I'm not gonna be able to find out why it happened. But in terms of Udyr, like Udyr does get outscaled pretty hard unless you have a really good early game. So, past 20, 15, 20 minutes, like again, it's sort of like out of your control. Nocturne does, like I'd say, outscale you, do more for you in team fights than an Udyr. But yeah, so thanks for coming on. I'll drag you back to the waiting room here. Hope that this was helpful for you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. Talk to you later. All right, so that was guest number 2. Let's switch it into here. I'll take a look chat real quick. Nathan, I'm curious, but have you ever reached Challenger? Yes. The last time I was Challenger was Season 4. I've had 3 accounts in top 10, but I'm currently working on getting back to Challenger at the moment. I have a lot to improve on myself personally. This channel's such a hidden gem. Don't understand why I have so little subscribers. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it. Definitely will keep up the work. I mean, subscribers just a number, like it's, as long as I'm helping, people get better at jungling, I don't really care too much about how many subscribers I have. Play champs that are fun for you, pure. I definitely agree with that. Need to have fun playing the game. Otherwise, what's the point of playing League? You can improve faster and easier if you enjoy the champion you're playing. Alright, so our next guest is Barkley. So I'm going to drag Barkley in now. Alright, Barkley, PJ, welcome back to the show. I should start calling you friend of the show, Barkley, PJ. Can you hear me all good, by the way?
Yeah, I hear you.
Alright, I'm just logging on to NA now.
It's good. I'm excited about this game because I feel like I dominated, and I'm curious to find out how wrong I am.
I mean, you never know. It could be perfect. Like, don't put yourself too low,
Yep.
All right, which game was it again? So this is a normal game of yours. So you're learning Rek'Sai? Is that why you're playing normal games?
Yeah. I've played Rek'Sai before. I know what she does. I know how to use her, but it's been a long time since I played her. There's actually 2 different occasions in this game where you're going to see that I'm out of my comfort zone. I reset my Gromp, and there was one other thing, too, that I was like, yeah, I don't know how to play Rek'Sai. But I'm just rusty on her.
Growing pains. Yeah, I mean, you definitely need to. Like, Rek'Sai is definitely a different champion to learn because you have to deal with that whole vision. It's like, well, I need to use my sound and visually to see where people are. Otherwise, I don't have any vision, right? So.
Right.
But are you liking it so far? Like.
Oh, yeah, I've always liked Rek'Sai. I loved Rek'Sai when she was the tank jungler farm alarm Rek'Sai. That's when I started playing her.
Gotcha. Yeah. Rek'Sai's definitely changed a lot from that playstyle now.
Yep.
So this is the 8-1-12 game, correct?
Yes.
I'll switch it out now. It should be on your screen in a second.
Okay.
So you are versing a Kayn. I mean, Rek'Sai versus Kayn, that is great for you. You literally completely control the early game. There's nothing Kayn can do.
Yep.
But Kayn does technically sort of outscale you, so you definitely need to have a good early game.
Not this Kayn.
Well, if you're far enough ahead, you don't need to worry about outscaling. Okay, so let's take a look firstly at
he
your
gets
rooms.
smashed pretty bad.
Hella Blade. So cheap shot is the way to go. You don't go sudden impact on Rek'Sai. Because it helps you with the knock-up. So the knock-up, get the extra damage. I don't think... So I think E counts as sudden impact, I think, but you do more damage. The true damage from E is just so much better. From cheap shot, sorry, when you get the knock-up. Take that.
Okay.
Your eyeball collection. I mean, obviously we've had a bit of a conversation about taking that over Zombie Ward. Fine.
Yep.
Relentless Hunter, and you go Triumph and Coup de Grace. Okay, so
This was directly preceding our conversation of you saying to take Nimbus Cloak, and I've been taking Nimbus Cloak since.
Gotcha. So yeah, so only take the Precision Tree if you are versing a very heavy, like sort of CC-ish team, because you want to take Tenacity in here. So Triumph and Tenacity is what you'll go here. In terms of does the team have heavy CC comp, they do have a Shen, Senna, Fizz. Maybe it's worth taking, because then you can build Ninja Tarbs and not have to worry about Merc Shreds. But this means that you will need to build Merc Shreds this game if you were to go, say, Nimbus Cloak and Water Walk in. But either or, I think's fine. Actually, no, I actually do think this is a Triumph and Tenacity game. Because the fact that you're in these skirmishes as well, in terms of like just getting the Triumph to heal, like against Darius's, Kane's, Fizz, can be the difference between winning. Like, you don't exactly need the Nimbus Cloak to get onto these champs, because they are melee-ish, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, that's like my thought process taken. I think, Tenacity is again the one you go here, but I mean, you take this tree anyway, but you go Coup de Grace. But then again, you don't have to worry about building Merc Treads then. Alright, so you can see it on the stream all good, right?
Yeah, that looks good.
So you want to tell me a little bit about your early jungle pass plan?
Yeah, so I personally feel like Set is absolutely broken OP, and so I wanted to get up there and get him rolling as fast as I possibly could. Going into this game, I saw Set and immediately thought, okay, there's my win condition, because I think the champion is just busted. But I play around him a little bit, and then I kind of noticed that my bot lane's getting ahead. So, we'll see when we go through this. But that was my initial thought process on taking blue, Gromp, red, and then trying to get top as fast as I could.
Yep, I definitely like this. The fact that Darius doesn't have teleport means that if you were to kill him early, you can deny a lot of CS from him and set him really far behind. And the other thing as well is that so Fizz is going to be very hard for you to gank because he can dodge your E very easily.
I don't think I go mid a single time this game.
Great. I think that's definitely the right move.
Yeah.
And you do have a Zyrakan bot lane, which is a very, very strong scaling bot lane. So, you can use them as a potential win condition, but I think early ganking top is good.
Yep. Set, I knew that I wanted to play around Set, but then I kind of started to realize that Set was winning all by himself, and so that's when I started to kind of focus on bottom.
Yep, that's always a good plan. Let your top laner be whatever. Go bot to take drags. Get your Zyrakan scaling.
Yep.
Okay, so you say that you don't do wolves on this clear because you want to get top ASAP. Is that right?
I think so. I might do wolves. I usually do wolves, but I think I might have skipped them this game. I don't remember.
Yeah, I definitely really like doing wolves, but yeah, you do.
Yeah, I reset my grub. Yeah, it sucks. Oh well.
So with Rek'Sai clears as well, just to make sure you're constantly sustaining, you want to, like, as soon as you're like full health bar, you want to use that opportunity to go back W and then regen some, because when you go into your burrow, you actually regenerate some health. Right. The bar sucks it and then it gives you health.
I thought that was out of combat. Is it not?
When you're doing jungle camps, yes. I think it's all the time, actually.
Okay, cool. Well, I thought it was out of combat.
So, I mean, I definitely, unless it's changed recently, let me know if anyone in the chat, but I'm almost certain that you still heal up.
I'm probably wrong. I don't doubt that I'm wrong. That's what I thought.
Well, we'll actually be able to see it. So, yeah, no. And you also want to get the knock up again. It just helps you, because you've used 2 health potions. So yeah, you actually, I'm pretty sure you do heal up. Like, you only got out of combat that fast.
Okay.
I literally need to know this. So you have 260 health, heal. Yes, it does. You definitely do heal from it, 100%.
All right. That's really good to know.
So yeah, like, for my Rek'Sai clear, like, you should at least have 1 potion right now and be around at least 67% health. Like, it will make a huge difference. So whenever you're full rage bar, go back W. You don't have to get it all the way. Like, you can get like 1 bar left, and then you can just unbar and just keep getting the knock-ups as much as possible. You just want to stay healthy your first clear so you can impact this top lane, Cool. I definitely have Rek'Sai gameplay videos you can take a look at on my channel and pay attention to my clearing.
Sure.
All right, now you're going top. Yeah, so I mean, look, you shouldn't be 50. Like, this is very risky now. I mean, theoretically. I mean, obviously Darius is pretty low health. Like, it doesn't really matter, but you should at least be like 70, like 80, 90% health right now.
Okay.
Oh, what was that E? Okay.
That was me trying to go through the big wall and not knowing how to play Rek'Sai. That's what that
Yeah,
was.
so the wall's too fat for you to go from here to here. So you can only really go like these directions, you know?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so this is definitely a bit of a misplay. I mean, you don't even need to wall at all. Like, just be patient and just walk up, you know?
Okay.
That's you always want to use your E as like an escape tool, or if you really need it to gank. This is the same thing when I talked about in terms of the Xin Zhao E. Exact same philosophy applies. Only use E when you really need to, you know?
Okay.
And now he gets away. So that was definitely a free kill. Yeah, so ASD in the chat said you're not kiting camps. So yeah, so if you W, you can kite camps at the same time and heal up. It's like 2 birds in 1 stone. That's why Rek'Sai clears is actually really good. So
okay.
Yeah, you don't just want to sit there auto attacking it. You'll just take way too much damage from the jungle camps. Alright, so top is still overextended. I'll still be looking to go top here, I think.
That's what I do, I think.
Yep. And this is very risky by Darius, but great. Cool. Okay, so what happened, bots? Your bots winning as well. This is great. So I'll do Krugs right now. Base, go bot side.
I think I do Krugs and Raptors and go bot.
No, so you really need to get onto the map and start helping them as soon as possible. Raptors is just inefficient to do. I think you really need to spend your gold, get 2 control wards, and get on this dragon as soon as possible. So yes, this is efficient, like path to base maybe after Raptors, but you have short windows. You need to really start pressuring this map, you know, and get this dragon as early as possible. The fact that you have Zyra Khan doing Raptors camps is going to ruin your momentum.
Okay.
And Rek'Sai isn't like the best Raptor camp taker with only Machete. I mean, this is still okay, but again, you've lost probably around like 15 seconds, you know?
So what is the defining thought process between do I skip my camp now or do I do my camp now? In this instance where like you're saying I shouldn't have done Raptors. So as I'm doing my Krugs or as I kill the Darius even further back, what am I thinking? What am I looking for to make the decision not to do the Raptors?
So the thought process is Dragon's coming up in around like 20 seconds or so. I need to be there ASAP. That's literally it.
Okay.
And doing Raptors is going to ruin my momentum and my bot lane's winning. Like I need to get Dragon ASAP. And the other thing as well is like even getting in here to just get deep control wards is also a priority. So like if you were to base, like again, you're losing time where you could be coming in here and start, you know how I talk about in my video, sometimes setting up Dragon properly. And that includes, you know, pushing in bot, pushing in top, pushing in mid, pushing in bot, and then getting, you know, deep control wards and stuff like that in the enemy jungle. Alright, and you go Tiamat as well. So we talked about this in the last week, and we had a Rek'Sai player on. Tell me about why you go. Like, I really don't think Tiamat is the way to go on Rek'Sai, especially the fact that Blue Smart just is so handy for him.
Okay. The reason that I go Tiamat is I feel like it speeds up my clear, and it allows me to be on the map more often. Like I'm not spending as much time on my camps. And I feel like the first 15, 20 minutes of any Rek'Sai game are probably the most important for her. And so the fact that I can clear my camps faster and have more time to do things is why I take Tiamat.
Okay, so I can't really argue with that. That's definitely good thought process, but the fact that it sets your build so far behind in terms of like, all right, so Tiamat is good if you have a good early game, and you do have a good early start. So definitely don't buy it if you're behind. I think Russian Warrior is such a good item spike item. Like you don't exactly need like, I mean, yes, it speeds up your jungle, but you don't really want to just be AFK farming your jungle anyway in Rek'Sai, you know? Like you will do more damage with a Warrior and then getting like Black Cleaver like as soon as possible than just like a Tiamat, you know? Like overall, your entire build, I just feel like you do a lot more damage. I mean, I don't exactly know the numbers behind it. If anyone in the chat knows the numbers behind it, but I feel significantly stronger and more one-shot capabilities with Warrior, but over a Tiamat, like any day, like getting Warrior first.
Okay, I'll definitely try it out.
All right, I like this. I like the deep vision wards here. Place this. Now going bot. So yeah, this is great. The fact that you skipped your bot camps for this, I love that. That's insanely good. Priority vision first, then you can, you know, do your camps. You come here to do bot.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that I've been talking about in chat recently, is like just not being able to get my team to do what I want them to do. Because right after this bot gank, I'm like, Dragon, now let's go. Because I see Kane mid trying to catch a wave with Fizz. My bot lane has priority. My Zoe has priority. I'm like, this is time to do Dragon. And I'm like getting so low doing it, just like question mark pinging my team, like, let's go, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff that I wish I knew how to fix.
So question mark pinging is very passive aggressive. So don't question mark ping, do assist me pings.
Okay.
Assist me pings and just say, like, please, like, help do Dragon. I'm actually just looking at it now as well, going back to the conversation in terms of in combat. You gain plus 20 HP, you see here, and you're in combat.
I do see that.
You know, so yeah, definitely works. I'm happy that that's confirmed now. But yeah, in terms of also doing this camp more efficiently, again, do the same thing. So as soon as you full health rage bar, if you're scared of dying here, you need to kite it out and just W, you know?
Okay.
So W, kite it out, and then, you know, drag it to your bot lane. But yes, so I think that in terms of trying to help your team help you more,
don't be passive aggressive.
don't be passive aggressive. Like, it's like the question mark pings are very passive aggressive. Like, you're aggressively doing it here. Like, it's not going to do assist me pings. Assist me. Help me. You know?
It's amazing how such small things make such a big difference.
Yeah. I've experimented this a lot in solo queue. I can tell you that. All right, great. So you do Dragon. Bot lane looks like they're fighting. Should you have been looking on this? I mean, I guess you're pretty low health. I
am looking at that, and I'm sitting there exactly what you just said. I'm like, I have like half my health bar right now. All my camps are up. They just shouldn't be fighting.
Yeah,
this is the right move. Make the decision to farm it out and recall.
I love this, dude. This is this discipline. We actually talked about discipline gameplay. I think your Sedge game.
Yep.
This is what I like to see. I don't care about what bot does here. You have so much momentum in this game. You need to clear your entire jungle camps. Do blue, Gromp, Wolves, Raptors, red, Krugs, base, then go bot. Love it.
Okay, like, well, I think I do blue, Gromp, Wolves, base, go top.
How much gold do you have? No, I think the fact that you have Tiamat, just keep, like, you're scared of your health, aren't you? But again, this is where you don't understand that you can heal from your energy bar, right? So theoretically, if you're any other jungler, you probably need to base there. But the fact that you're playing Rek'Sai, you can easily clear those camps if you kite them correctly and use your W. But this is fine. You base, you get your red trinket, get boots. Kane has gone missing.
Yeah, and right now I see that Set and Darius are kind of fighting with each other, and that's kind of where I want to go.
Yeah, so I don't think this is really worth it, to be honest. I think there's so much more priority you helping bot lane, and this is again why the jungle path where it actually is very significant. I said that was okay by you basing. It's actually not, because now you're stuck top side, and it sort of is inefficient for you to base and go bot side now, right? So I don't like the fact that you're here. I don't think. Like, I'm thinking maybe Rift Herald as well. You could get off this, but the fact that you're versing a Fizz,
I think I do get Rift Herald.
Like, Fizz has priority mid. Actually, I mean, if you're looking at the lane, Fizz actually needs the base. So, actually, I mean, this is okay. But in general, like, Fizz is very annoying if you're taking Rift Herald, because he can steal it from you and kill you pretty easily, you know, especially if he has priority. But, yeah. So, let's take a look here. Oh, you dive on this, but you get away. Nice.
Yeah, that was some fancy feet. I thought for sure I was gonna die. That was full panic.
Okay, so you should have done Rift Herald straight away after that gank instead of doing Krugs. The fact that mid has priority right now, you have a control ward. You want a control ward. Actually, do you have sweeper? Yeah, you do have sweeper, but it's not up. Control ward here. Do rift. You have priority top. There's no way Kane can fight you. He's level 5. Kane is useless. You can comfortably get this rift herald, and I think this is wasting time here doing this. Again, you need to be bot ASAP. Like, you need to be bot, get the rift herald off the map, and then go bot. So you're wasting a lot of time here. You check your raptors, and now you're walking down here. You know, you've actually completely missed your opportunity to rift herald. All right, so that's going to wrap up your early game here. Any other questions you had about this? I mean, you obviously, you know, end up hard carrying this game. You're still 3-0, so you're definitely very strong, but I think you could have tidied up some momentum in terms of, you know, learning to base a bit better. But obviously, you know, fun fact about that health rage bar thing. I think that's a good takeaway for you from this one.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
All right, great. Thanks, PJ. We might see you next time.
All right.
See you later. All right. So we have Leo on next. I'll take some moment to take a look at the chat. Does anyone have any questions here? I'll take the next 60 seconds to answer or anything. All right. So this might sound nitpicky, but he could pull Camp's bus with Barrow Q to save some seconds by making the monster come towards him. Yeah, definitely agree with him. You there, ASD? Efficient jungle clearing is also important. Alright, so let's drag in Leo now. Alright, how's it going, Leo? Welcome back to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I am very good. Okay, so I'm just going to log on to European West, right?
Yes, US.
And your IGN is T1 Leo.
Yes. I'm confused about which game should I review. Like, there are 2 games, so I don't know.
You're going to have to pick one, Leo. I'm not going to decide for you.
Okay, I think you should decide and pick one of yours.
You think I should decide? Okay, I'm going to choose one.
Yeah.
So, which of the 2 games? Hold on, I'm just getting your match history up now.
Both are Ivern. One is 2-5-24. It's my recent game, like 1 day ago. Like my last Ivern game.
Alright, so the options are 2-5-24 and 6-0-15. Is that right?
Yes.
Alright, let's go for the 6-0-15 and you still lose.
Yeah, I lose both games, so it doesn't matter.
Alright, let's go for the 2-5-24 one. Alright, should be up on stream now. So have you given up on Ivern or are you still playing Ivern? What's your...
Yeah, I'm playing Ivern. I just watched a video of Tarzan on posting like Graves guide.
So you want to pick up Graves?
I know how to play Graves, so I think I should give it a try. But I personally, I wanna be there in op.gg in Ivern Masters. Like that's my goal for this season, I guess.
All right. So let's take a look at your runes. So you go summon Airy. Same runes. Why are you still taking Nimbus Cloak? I don't think this is right. What's your third process around Nimbus Cloak? Because you want to escape,
Nimbus
right?
Cloak give me Nimbus Cloak give me like movement speed to like move around in the map, like. And I don't know if the other thing is better than Nimbus.
Okay, mana flow band. Yeah, I mean, personally, again, I find that mana problems you actually do have on Ivern. You know, like it is important. So, I mean, it's fine if it works for you. It works for you. Transcendence and Gathering Storm. Again,
yeah, but I have never played with mana flow band because I think I always have a blue buff on me, so that's why I don't like that.
Okay, it could be the case, but what happens if sometimes you don't have blue buff? You know.
Yeah, maybe.
So let's go Transcendence, and you go Gathering Storm. I still think Water Walking's much better for you here. Like, Gathering Storm doesn't really give you that much, you know? Like, it doesn't give you an insane... Like, it sure gives you 160 AP at 60 minutes. That's pretty good. 50 minutes, 40 minutes. But early to mid-game, like, it just doesn't give you much compared to Water Walking at all, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's like the ultimate sort of scaling thing, but I just think it's such a bad rune, honestly. Only taken on Eve.
But mostly my games are like 30 to 40 minutes. So I think like 40 to 80 AP is good for my shields.
Potentially, but I can tell you, Water Walking and zipping around the map with your Moby Boots is 10 times better on Ivern. Alright, so you go Futures Market, Cosmic Insight, and then that. Alright, cool. Rest of the runes are good.
Okay.
Let's jump into the game.
So I think I should just try some games with water walking. Like last season I play with water walking, and this season I play with like
Yeah, take Water Walking every game.
okay. Let me check my room now.
Great, get a free kill on Ivern. First blood, okay. So, this is very risky. I would never be doing this. Ivern is just so weak early game. Like, he's literally not even a champion.
Yeah, but I just invaded because of like I have like Braum.
Yeah,
That is really
Braum is
good,
good.
really good. Yes, so that's why. And I have a duo partner with me, like MF.
Okay.
She's my duo.
Alright, I guess so. I just hate invading on Ivern. Fights like this, you want to avoid at all costs. So, because the worst part about it is your jungle path is a little bit messed up now. Because you know the fact that you've had to smite this, now you don't really have smite to take your camps anymore, you know? So, like, it sort of ruins it. Because if you think about it, like, a fight's like this, like, instead of having very clean, like, timers on Ivern, you know, doing Raptors, red, blue, Gromp, then going here, Raptors, red, you know? Like it's so much better. Like this is situations you don't want to get into that. Actually, I think it hurts you more than helps you in terms of getting to level 4 quickest because again, it's just not efficient in terms of how a perfect early Ivern jungle path. Like obviously you get some kills here, it works, but yeah, just not my preference when I play Ivern. Okay. I like to just have a clean early game, make sure nothing happens that was risky, defend my jungle camps. Because look at this, now you don't even have enough things to do Gromp now, you know? So your jungle path's just messed up.
Yes.
And you can't smite red, remember? Now?
Yes, exactly.
You know? So it's just annoying. It's really annoying. Actually, I mean, you do eventually come to smite red. I mean, so it's fine. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario, but again, now your Gromp, it's inefficient because your Gromp's time is all messed up and everything like that. So... now you don't have smite for Rift Scuttler as well. So yeah, it's all these little things that add up when you don't do the proper Ivern path. You know what I mean? Because now you might lose this Rift Scuttler. And now you're forced to go top side. You have no idea what's going on bot Rift Scuttler. Yeah, and you're skipping your Krugs as well. Because you need to come here and get this. So I think that's right for you to skip your Krugs, but you have to do this, you know, versus ideally you're not. Alright, so aside the early Ivern jungle path, let's take a look at what's going on now. So you're looking to gank bot. You do see Jarvan here. But this is a bad gank. So this is just looking at the wave. You don't really... like right now is the only opportunity for the gank. Like these guys, there's no... remember, look at the wave. There's no reason for them to walk up and contest this anymore. Right? There's no way for them to get. They want to probably base Cho'Gath is like you have your, like Misfortune can't just run through this wave and help you. And you don't have enough damage as an Ivern to just be one-shotting people, you know?
Yes.
So this is just assessing the gank. Like this is not gankable. Even though he is. Oh, I mean, maybe if you hit that potentially, but again, the idea, like look at all these minions you guys are tanking and stuff now. This is just like, people are just like, what do I do? You know, everyone's running through minions, taking damage. Alright, so you grab your Gromp. Alright, so you're checking for some Raptor camp. This is a little bit inefficient. You need to go top and take your Krugs, I think. I mean, it looks like you're coming here. There's nothing really for you to do here. Your bot's looking to back. Oh, I mean, I guess this is fine if you want to help these guys take their Krugs. This is good. And now you're looking to counter gank this. Well, this is pretty sneaky, but they actually saw you there. Did you actually know they saw you? I didn't know that they could see you from
No,
that. Must be
I don't
warded.
know. I think they don't saw me.
Oh, it's actually warded. That's why.
Yeah, they back off, so I thought they saw me, so I just back off.
Yeah, so I think you're wasting a lot of time bot here. Like you should have definitely based after that. Like it's much more efficient for you to do Krugs, Raptors, then come down here and do your camps, you know? Like you've wasted a lot of time, and all you've done is gotten bot Krugs. That's literally all you've done in the past like 60, 90 seconds.
I'm really confused about when should I be farming and when should I be ganking. Like, I think I should be helping my teammates early so that I can scale harder with them. But what if I just get my items and my ADC is really bad? So I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, you should be helping your team, and the answer is both. Do both. Like help your team and thing, but you need to do it a little bit more like intelligently. Like the bot ganks you, the way you didn't exactly help bot at all, really. You know. Like I mean, you obviously help them push in the wave and stuff like that, but in terms of like the priority of taking camps here instead of, you know, trying to kill this Ezreal who has E and Flash still, like I think you just wasted a bit of time here when you could have been more efficient and taken Krugs and Raptors. Does that make sense?
Yes,
But with Ivern, it is very tricky because like Ivern is a pretty difficult champion. You need to have your path down like really down pat, because you can completely mess up the game by just having bad path in. Because like you're level 4 right now at like 6 minutes. It's like 6 minutes 30 seconds. It's just not ideal. Like you'll be level 5 now if you did that. If you based Raptors thing, you'll be approaching like level 6 soon. You know.
yes.
So you defend mid here, you do get level 5. This is actually pretty risky. I think this Dyna can just dive you. Nah, good E. I know you're forced to base.
I think my mechanics on Ivern are pretty good. It's just my micro plays, I think, that are the problematic stuff for me. And the second thing I like mostly think about, it's like it is the start of the season, so I'm playing right now with diamond players from the last season. So that's why I think like it is some kind of difficult for me to like just climb up fast.
Yeah, alright, so you definitely need to go topside right now and clear your camps. Like all your camps are right now. Red buff's up. But you're actually looking to do dragon here. So I think this is the right move. Let's use your ult. Do dragon here. This is good. Yeah, so this is fine. Do dragon, but definitely need to start looking to clear top camps ASAP just to be efficient here. But the bot lane is your win condition right now. This Misfortune Braum.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you want to keep thinking, clear my top side camps, then move down.
Because I cannot gank Soraka top.
Nah, you can't gank Soraka top. Give him no damage. Alright, so yeah, you should base here and then go top side rather than go do Gromp. Or at least base after Gromp.
After Gromp, I think I should base.
Look how inefficient this is. Because look at all this time you've wasted now. Now you're walking all the way top.
I think
you need to be bot.
Or maybe I think that I have the boots right now, so I think I'm really fast, so I don't need to base because I don't get any items. So just that's why I like move around the map.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's actually fine then because you can clear your. So I mean, given the situation now, yes, it makes sense to do Raptors, red, Krugs, then base to go back to bot side, right?
Yeah. So that's why like with that I can tap my camps, and then when I can come back from the base, I can do from like Krugs, Raptors, and then back.
Alright, I think you should base here. Right now, base. There's no reason to gank this Dino. I think this is a waste of time. I would need you to go bot. You need to just go bot. Spend your gold.
But the silence was pinging me so much to help him, so that's why I just tried to help.
Like you almost die for that, you know? Like that's so risky.
The problem with the people is the mentality. Like most people says that Ivan is a useless jungler. Don't
Yeah.
play him, so that's why I try to. So that's a really big issue for
Okay,
me.
so you're trying to prove people wrong by saying Ivan's not useless, I can gank.
Yeah, that's the issue, and I
This-
can't mute them all. So I don't know.
This is such a good example right here. The fact that you did that mid gank, and guess what? Now your bot, your win condition, they died because you weren't here. Instead, you wasted time ganking mid. You know? So, I mean, look at this. Like, sure, you might have made Silas unhappy, but the fact that you're not here, getting control wards down, like protecting your team, sweeping, Jarvan wouldn't be able to gank this. And you can just keep sieging with bot, and they can't 3v3 you. You know? So,
But I think I have a control ward in the river.
yeah, control in river's fine, but when you're starting to pressure like hardcore a lane, like come here and
Yes, yes.
and shake a control ward in this brush here, because that will make sure the enemy team like they cannot do anything. They have to literally sit under their tower. It gives a lot more pressure than this ward, and this is why I say having 2 control wards, because you can constantly keep repositioning your control wards based on what you want to do in that specific moment of the game.
So you think like when I play in the early game, like I pressure bot lane a lot. So I think so. You think I should place my ward in this bush to get more pressure?
It depends. Not really early game. If you're gonna leave the lane, like they're just gonna clear it, right? But if you have nothing more to do, like in this situation where you have no topside camps now,
Yes, yes.
the best thing for you to do right here is just keep sieging this tower. But obviously you can't do that right now because Misfortune is dead. But again, that's why that mid gank, I didn't want you to do that mid gank at all. It was a waste because now your bot lane's dying. You know. So I think that's going to wrap it up for us, Leo. Here, that was your early game path. I've got to jump onto our next guest here. Any other questions about your early game jungle path?
No, I just wanted to ask like my items. I can get my 3 items: Athene's, Ardent Sunset, then Redemption. What should I build next?
Always buy Redemption first, by the way. Don't buy Ardent first. Redemption is such that heal that you get from it can literally win you skirmishes early game. Super overpowered. Next items.
But I see people in Korea, they are like buying Ardent Sunset first, or maybe Unholy Grail. They don't buy Redemption first.
Okay, actually, Unholy. You actually would want to go Athene's Unholy Grail this game first because you're against a very heavy AP team. So build that first, and then is that true? So I'll take a look at that. But my personal opinion is that Redemption is super OP early game. So
I just saw an OPGG of a player in the Korea. He's like Grandmaster, and he was playing, and he always go Holy Grail first item, and then Ardent, and then Redemption.
Okay, I'll be following him then. He's the Ivern expert. If he's Grandmaster career, take his advice. But yeah, I think that this game definitely build.
But I don't know what to build after that.
After that, I mean, you can build potentially Crucibles to keep peeling your carries. Knight's Veil. That's a very good support. Like, you're just building supporting items. Knight's Vow is very good. Knight's Vow is very good item for your ADC. If you don't have, especially if you don't have a tank support who doesn't build it, always build that on Ivern.
Okay. So last question is like, should I purchase Dark Seal on Ivern? And if I should, when should I
purchase it? On your first base, ideally, but your first base, you actually do want Moby Boots, ideally, but you must get it first or second base, otherwise don't get it at all. I get it on your first base.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, no worries, Leo. I'll drag you back into the waiting room. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
All right, we are slowly running out of time here, so I'm going to keep going through this. We have 2 more guests, Jackson and Poltron, so I'm going to drag in Jackson now. How's it going, Jackson? Do you want to unmute?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Great. All right, I'm going to quickly log on to... And I'm going to try and speed run through this here, so...
No problem.
It's going to be a bit of a quick early game jungle path. Do you have the game that you sent me, by the way? That you want me to take a look
10,
at?
3, 10 on J4.
All right, how's your ranks been going recently? With obviously playing a lot of Jarvan.
Oh, it's been going so much better, man.
Great.
I was on probably the biggest loss streak for as long as I can remember. I don't think I had a loss streak this bad in season 9 at all. It was around like, I mean, maybe with like 2 wins in between, but I absolutely got carried in those. So I just saw them as a loss practically anyways. But around 15, 20 games of just losses, 2 of them being like wins, but getting carried. So, but after that, I kind of just took a couple days, thought about everything, and just went through each one, saw what I was doing wrong. Some of them I was just absolutely tilted. So I was like, man, I should just move to the next one, see about the mistakes that I'm genuinely making in games where I'm focused. And ever since then, I've been feeling a lot better.
Yeah, I can tell from your match. I mean, you lost some games recently, but I mean, you've had huge win streaks though, so definitely looking.
Yeah, I had a few. I had a couple decent like KD and objective priority games that I lost, but definitely could have done a lot better. And then a couple of them I just got absolutely stomped. But I reviewed those,
That's great.
saw what I could have improved on.
Yeah, reviewing your games, like no one does it in League because everyone hates going over their games because it's much easier just to blame your teammates. And
Yeah, absolutely.
sometimes it hurts to go over your own gameplay because you realize like, what am I doing? Like you can. It's very
Yeah.
easy to tell what you're doing, like after the fact, but during the game, like it's a completely different story. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love seeing what I'm doing wrong, just so because that's the only thing I can change in a game.
that's
Can't
right.
change about anything else. So.
All right, so let's take a look at your runes quickly. Conqueror, Triumph. This is definitely a tenacity game. You're versing a TF, a Zac, Sona, Philios.
Okay.
Definitely tenacity.
So, okay, I thought about that, and yeah, I regretted that as well. I just thought, hey, they have the TF and Zac Q, or sorry, TF and Zac. So I thought, a little bit of AP from Zac, but I just thought AP for the both of them. And then I knew that Sona ult, TF stun. I just kind of thought it was semi tenacity. But would you have said tenacity and then take the
I
tabbies?
whenever I verse a TF, tenacity instantaneously. Because
Okay,
TF is no, I would double up tenacity here. Go Merc Shreds, because the fact just you're versing pretty heavy AP comp here. And you don't really want to be ignoring sort of Garen like past level 6. Like you're going to be bot side most of the time, right? So
Okay, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Merc Treads, tenacity, because TF's entire identity is hitting that stun cut off. If you can nullify that, done.
Because it's the point and click, correct?
Yeah, the point and click.
It's like a large range point and click. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't. So I guess a problem I have is just champion knowledge with CC. So I'll see like the amount of people that have CC, and I'll kind of just base everything around that. I won't think about the specific thing itself. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and the idea as well here is that like hard CC. So hard CC, you need to prioritize more than like just soft CC. So like Poltron in the chat said the route from Aphelios as well. Like I'd say that's sort of hard CC, but it's not super OP CC. But again, it just sort of like just getting this all in tenacity, it will just help you tenfold this game.
Nullify it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so you go sudden impact and then relentless hunter. This is good, and you go attack speed, AD, armor. So I think this is fine because Zac, I guess isn't going to be doing too much aid. Like, actually, I don't know. I think actually you really should go magic resist. Actually, no. Actually, going armor here is fine because the fact if you were going to go tenacity and merc treads, then getting some sort of armor I think will help you. So this is good. All right, so you base, place a sword, do the good old switcheroo to red sweeper, and you're starting top side because you want to help bot early. Is that the idea?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I was assuming that. Actually, I wasn't assuming anything bot lane. I just saw top side, and I was like, I just kind of don't want to mess with that double TP, whatever. And I see Zac starting his. I knew he was going to start his red from that little ordeal earlier, so I'm hoping that I can meet up with him later on.
Okay, so I think that you should actually start red this game and try and impact early top lane.
Okay.
Just to, again, like, always Garen's, like, a Nara into Garen, like, if Nara can get some, like, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, the kills that Nara gets, but I just sort of just want to limit like a Garen just getting out of control and just being super tanky, or like even trying to kill my Gnar.
Okay, so when I also when I saw him, I thought Gnar kind of being semi-ranged with his boomerang.
We'll
So
push
I
in,
kind of,
right?
I kind of assumed that the wave would push in. So by the time I'd get topside, I didn't think that it would bounce back by then. So I kind of have a hard time thinking about that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't really know. I mean, it's like a risk that are worth taking because again, I just love the it's more. All right, the fact that I'm more sad is more because I just love the path of red, blue, Gromp straight into pressuring the Zac because that's like the fastest level 3 path, right?
Yep.
I mean, the other option here is that the fact that you do know Zac is starting top, right? So you could potentially invade. Yeah, actually. So I would be
Yeah,
doing
the invade is. Oh, sorry.
blue Gromp, red, and then go take their blue buff.
Okay.
And I'd actually skip
Okay.
my wolves to do that, actually. I think this is a situation where you skip wolves.
Okay, yeah, I saw him head up after his red buff, so I was assuming that he's going to start doing a full clear, so he went to Krug, so I thought that there was time to do my wolves and then move to red.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, that makes sense. That's,
Okay,
that's
and
actually the way
then-
to go. Yep, you're right.
Okay, awesome. And then after that, I look to see if there's anything bot side. Then I believe he shows up mid, and I'm able to track him from there.
All right, so you do Raptor camp here. This is a huge mistake from you. Like, you're
Okay,
gonna,
is that-
take a bit of damage from here. Like, I mean, Raptor camp just isn't too hot to do as a machete user.
Yeah.
And you need to go get to this blue straight away. Like, you
Okay,
need to
I
go
was-
take this.
Okay, for sure. I guess I was looking more so for not denying the blue buff, but I felt pretty confident in being able to kill him because I knew he was doing his full clear, and I know he has a decently healthy clear, but I just feeling really aggressive because I know if I'm able to proc his passive, I'm able to render it useless. With my passive, being able to kill each blob with one auto, and then I do see him head blue side around half HP. Then I wait for him to see if he's coming towards Scuttle or not. Then I cleared that, and then know that his blue buff is going to be pretty low health.
Yeah.
I believe I don't get the smite off on it, which I needed to work on there. I kind of swept to get my EQ on him because I just felt like my E damage was pretty integral there.
That was a really good EQ. Yeah, I mean, in terms of, I think you got the right mindset. So I understand why you don't want to go on blue. You want to kill him rather than deny it. The denying factor is very important. You can actually do both. Deny it first, just wait for him to sit there, wait for him to come.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
Kill him as well, or like burn his flash or passive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like in general, like just deny things. Just take it off the map. Sit there, wait here. Like you have bot. Like you can, because think about it, there's nothing more for him to do on the map right now, but be bot
so
side.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So he has to come here no matter what. Even if all his camps are up, he has to come. Unless, actually, the smart thing for him to do is actually completely ditch bot side from you and go take top Rift Scuttler on your Gromp.
Top Scuttle. Yeah.
But, they just won't do this here. So,
Yep, you're right. I'll definitely take a note of that. And
but you had
about that
the
next
right
time.
idea. Like, I think that you played this really well. Like, you knew exactly where Zac was. But the biggest thing here is you didn't get that blue buff. And I think you should have been able to kill Zac and get the blue buff,
Okay, you're right.
And just don't do the Raptor camp. Like, you needed to go. That was not good to do Raptor camp.
Okay, yeah. At that point, yeah, I should have known that Zac was coming through. I guess I was just kind of waiting around, so I was like gonna try and be as efficient as possible, just clear that camp. I felt kind of confident in being able to kite that, but yeah, it still got me pretty low.
Alright, so you go top side here. I love that you're getting vision first. That's the rule. Vision first and then clear your camps. But
Absolutely.
I don't like this control ward because, again, top's not your focus at all. Like yes, I guess you have 2 controls to reposition, but I think this is a bit of a waste because you actually just want to be bot side for dragon, And
Okay.
the 2 wards can be the difference between getting dragon and maybe not getting a dragon.
You're right.
So,
For sure.
yeah, come here, get Rift Scuttler, do your Gromp wolves, head down bot side. This is max efficiency path. This is good. You see how much more efficient this game you are compared to the Zac? Like, just from your pathing,
Yeah,
you're just
absolutely.
outplaying pathing straight up. Efficiency, it's 44 CS to 26. Like, Zac's like probably midway level 4. You're like, approaching level 6 soon.
Yep.
This is
yeah,
great
I was
pathing.
actually so surprised as to how fast I reached 6. It's probably the fastest 6 game I've had in, I a large amount of time.
And it all just comes down to just clearing your camps, being efficient. You know, people complain about being 4
absolutely.
levels down. Guess what? I bet you they haven't taken their Krogs once that game, and they just pass ridiculously. You know.
Yep.
All right, great dragon, dude. This is awesome pathing. I love it.
Yeah, I had a question. So I threw pretty hard after this. I mean, we won the game. I believe this. Yeah, I had 3 deaths overall, but this is where I lost a bit of a lead. I went bot side after all of this, so they start dying bot side after the dragon, and I'm thinking, crap, should I have rotated there right after? I saw the wave pushed in, so I didn't think anything would go wrong, but I guess I should have had more of a protect them mindset and gone down anyways. But yeah, I ended up going in, not thinking about my mana, and that's how they end up getting a kill, and I went too aggro on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so this situation, you shouldn't be looking to go bot at all here. Your priority right now is to keep going efficiency. So base, go do your blue Gromp, wolves, red, come back down here and then look to gank bot. Your Kai'Sa isn't here yet. I think you actually get seen here, potentially.
I do, absolutely, because I do go in.
So, like, it's just, this is not safe. Like, how are you going to go in here? You don't have your Kai'Sa. You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Aphilos is very strong, by the way. She can, like, 1v2 people. So I think the whole premise to go bot here was not correct.
Yeah.
Because look at this. Now you've died, and guess what the rule here is? You've died and all your jungle camps are up. You know?
Yep.
That's the worst thing possible. You know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you just did that cleanly. You just waited for Kai'Sa. Because you can just, you're already far ahead. You just relax. Like, right now, you've just given the enemy team a free opportunity to get back into the game for no reason. And now Zach can go take your entire top side and Rift Herald now. He's so much he can do here.
Mm-hmm.
And remember the fact that, like, let's say you got the kills here, right? Or you killed one person, but you ended up still dying or something like that. Or even just being here. You're still giving Zach an opportunity to get back into this game. Because he can take your entire top side.
I'm giving him room to breathe.
You're giving him room to breathe. Exactly right.
You're right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So after seeing everything bought, I should have just cleared my Krugs, backed, and then continued on the same path from blue side to red side.
Exactly right. And then go gank bot, and your castle will be there. You know,
awesome.
That will be it.
Okay.
All right, Jackson. That's going to be it for the early jungle path. I'm going to have to move on to Poltron now. Hopefully this was helpful
absolutely.
for you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll drag you back into the waiting room now.
Thank you so much. Have a good one, man.
You too, no worries. All right, Poltron, where are you? You're not in the waiting room. You come in on... All right, Poltron is here. All right, let's do this, Poltron. We're going to speed run through this one. What game is it?
No worries. The Elise game.
Oh, you've put in the chat here, I see.
Yep.
All right, is this still... What rank? Are you still Diamond 4 right now, or...?
I've failed my default promos a few times with this account now.
Oh, wow.
Been pretty rough with my Elise.
Platinum 1 right now, okay.
Yeah, learning new champs is
I'll be playing some
interesting.
solo queue today, so I'm like around that elo right now as well. I'm Diamond 4, so I'll be able to probably be playing against you today. Or we'll get on the same team and I'll be auto-filled.
Played a Vayne top game the other day and I won. It's pretty insane.
Wow. What were you playing against? Was it counter pick or?
Yeah, I picked it into an R. It was pretty free.
Gotcha.
For me.
Alright, I'm just getting up the game now. ASD says, if you were the Zach during J4's first death, would you do invade or rift first? That's actually a really good question. I would invade first and then see if I can potentially do Rift Herald. I think just catching up, because that Zach was still level 5. Denying all top sides, like that would really stuff Jarvan up. He gets really far ahead in experience and gold. Like Zach isn't the best Rift Herald taker. You would need his... I can't remember what the lane priority was, like mid or top. Maybe even just not even worry about Rift Herald. But that, again, they were saying that in terms of with Jackson just as another option. Okay, so let's get here. And also, I think you're right, Poltron, as well. I think that lower elo players should literally just take Eyeball Collection every game.
Yeah, get the kills and stack it up.
Because you're going to get kills, right? Like, there's just no way you're not... Like, everyone overextends and everything like that.
I think zombie ward's really good, you know, especially around Baron, getting, you know, all the boards cleared, but you don't get that adaptive damage until a lot later into the game.
Yeah. Okay, just getting up the game now. So yeah, every game you play, you're playing against a Karthus for some reason. I don't know. I've never seen a Karthus. I just don't see Karthuses recently. I don't understand it. Okay, but you are playing Aurelia and Elise, so this is insanely good mid 2v2.
Yep.
And you have Misfortune Leona comp. Wow. So like, yeah, this should be a hard stomp game. You have so much opportunities to do early game. Like whenever I play Elise with like say like a Vlad, like let's say if I had the Janna Jinx on my team and stuff like that, like this would be a nightmare Elise game for me. But the fact that you're on this side, I think is insane. You have so many options. You can dive with Kled. This is the perfect Elise game. All right. So
Yeah,
let's take
I
a
am
look.
Jured. I am Jured with the Kled this game, and
Okay.
we did try, dive Garen, get him behind Delhi, and there's no TP. Anyway, ping for an invader. Just want to get a ward on the red buff.
Cool.
So
Let's get it. Let's know where the Karthus starts. Okay, so. Oh, I hate these early game evades, but looks like it worked. You burn. All right, so you burn Karthus Flash. Free kill now. You should be looking to punish this.
So I do start red. I look to get a quick level 3, red, blue grump, and then I wanted to look to invade the Karthus's red.
Yep. That's the right move. You know he's not starting there. Let's go here. Blue. Alright, Aurelia has priority here as well. Actually, Aurelia's just doing your job for you. Okay.
Yeah, I really ends up just solo killing her,
I love
the
it.
Karthus.
Okay, and we kill. Alright. You lose this game, is that right?
Yep. We get really far ahead in the first 10 or 15. I was hoping I could just, shadow the Aurelia side lane mid to late game, but didn't end up working that well.
Okay, so yeah, this is not gankable. I need you to go bot lane. Look at the wave right now. So do Rift Scuttler, base, go bot side, potentially get this Rift Scuttler here, and then look to help your bot lane. And remember, Karthus is most likely going to be going bot side. He could be looking right now to come, because the fact that he knows that he's lost his entire top side, this is also limit him giving the option of taking your Raptors and Krugs and getting back into the game.
Yeah, so he has to go bot crab or try to get my Raptors and something.
I'm also even thinking you actually ditch top. No, actually, you ditch top Rift Scuttler and go straight bot. Actually.
So after I take their red, I just instantly back and run bot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have done that actually, and then I get another free kill pretty much.
Yeah.
If he does invade me.
And let's actually have a look. I bet you Karthus is going bot side. Look at that. And he takes your Raptor camp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't even burn Garen's flash here. It's such a waste. This is it. You literally just wasted so much momentum here.
So it was just a forced gank.
Yeah.
Not worth going for.
Alright, you actually are looking to repeat gank this. I mean, I guess you actually can dive this now. But the fact that here as well is that you can't let a Jinx and Janna scale as well. Like these guys are a very strong early lane. If you deny helping bot lane, like these guys can get, like, obviously just these guys get out of control this game. That's what I'm assuming.
Jinx does get a couple 1k shutdowns, and yeah, it is really rough from there.
Yeah, so you're just trading sides of the map here. Dude, even though you're duoing with someone, you can't forfeit win conditions for it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I do agree with you on that one. I think we over committed to the, Kled Elise dive combo. We should have played for other lanes in the win condition a lot more.
And look at this. Now all your bot dies and everything like that. See you later. Looks like, oh wow, you got a Kled that's 1-0. Congratulations versus Garen. It's like, what's this gonna do? And everyone died bot.
So do you reckon I should have denied Karthus, getting back into the game?
Absolutely. I mean, it's super simple. It's literally just base after red, done. You win this game. Guaranteed.
Ramp up.
And you lose Dragon off this, Because you would have been here.
So, yeah. I still have a winning mid, top sweating, but again, my bot's falling behind now, which is not good.
No, not at all.
Be a sword on Jinx.
Alright, so I think that's as far as we're going to go, Poltron. I gotta wrap up now, but that's it. The simple fact you didn't press B, you lost this game. That's
Yep.
I mean, I don't see what goes on the rest of this game.
I mean,
but
bad back timings and stuff.
yeah. So yeah, always try and think like, where is the enemy jungler going to go
Yeah.
after I do something? You know, how can I deny
Like,
it?
I was, you know, I thought in my head, all right, he's gonna go into my Raptors and stuff like that, but I don't think as far as, all right, he's gonna go bot and kill my bot. That's kind of my mistake, not thinking.
Well, he's
that
there.
far
You
forward, I
might as
guess.
well gank. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
maybe
like
he
what
won't,
else is he
but
gonna do?
What else is he
Mm.
gonna do? You know, like he's conceded topside to you. Keep getting into his face. Don't give him room to breathe at all.
Yeah, that's true. All right,
Alright.
thanks for that, Nathan.
No worries.
Appreciate
Poltron. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
All right, that wraps it up for episode 4 here. I do need to go probably. I mean, I want these shows to go for 90 minutes, so I think I need to start speeding up these reviews a little bit more. Like that Poltron one, that was awesome because that was like, we saw the problem, done. That's the problem. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one, which will be about 2-3 days from now. I do these twice a week. So yeah, we'll be moving on to episode number 5. See you later, guys.